with former Powell River goaltender, Powell River local as well, Sean Maguire, goaltender with Boston University. But it's January. We're talking here at the Hat Park Arena. I guess let's update fans on exactly what's going on with you with your collegiate career, because we haven't seen you in a BU uniform in some time.
Okay. As of right now, I'm taking a year off due to injury. I got a concussion last March, which put me out for the season. When I go back, I'm going to be a junior, so I'm going to be in my third year, I guess. And this year I won't be playing, but I'll be training and preparing for next season, where I'll be obviously playing then. So, I mean, it's just taking a year off and trying to hone on my skills here and just recover from the injury I had. So.
How frustrating is it to be out of the lineup and your career kind of put on hold? Obviously, it's something that you want to take care of, a concussion. You don't want to rush back, but I imagine it's pretty frustrating.
Yeah, at first I think it was a little bit more frustrating, but once I kind of accepted it, once I realized, saw the big picture that I wasn't going to be playing this year, and that I have an opportunity to focus on the parts of my game that need improvement. And coming out with the Kings and coming out back to Powell River and seeing Jeff Bada, I mean, that's what that's done for me. I think that although I'm not playing this year, I'm trying my best to take steps forward with the cards I've been dealt. So.
Let's talk a little bit more on that. You've had a chance to stay at home for the most part. You've had a chance to skate back with the Kings, a little bit of a trip down memory lane, but also a chance for you to kind of impart some knowledge. You're an NHL draft pick. You're a collegiate hockey player. You've had great success at the junior A level. Just talking the last couple of months and working with Brett Magnus, working with Stefan Warning and the Kings goaltenders, and trying to kind of, I guess, pass down some wisdom.
Well, I mean, all I can really tell them is just to go out and play. Don't worry about the fans. Don't worry about the hype around the defense, the goaltending. Like, if they're not putting enough pucks in the net, like, there's nothing you can do. All you can do is try to stop the puck. And it's maturing. Like, if I were to talk to Stefan, I'd tell him to just kind of relax and calm down and just let time pass and just focus on yourself. Don't let all this stuff. Don't let it get to your head. And I was talking to Brett, I think it's just embracing that starting role, knowing that you're going to be in the net the next game, and like not worrying about your position, just continuing to play well night in, night out, and being a role model for the younger guys on the team. And I think that if you can manage yourself, I think that everything else will fall into place for you and the guys.
You had a unique opportunity, and something we're seeing with Hunter Finn later this year, being the local guy, the extra attention, playing junior A here at home. You know, he's a former Silvertip, just like yourself, in the Major Midget League. I guess put yourself in his shoes. I mean, you are in his shoes. I guess, how do you deal with that extra bit of attention and the extra, the fan base that knows who you are by face, not necessarily just by number?
I think that Hunter's a young guy. He came in the league the same year as I did, and being a local guy, sometimes you can tell yourself that there's extra pressure there, whereas really everyone here in the building is rooting for you. They want you to succeed. And I think that you can take that one of two ways. It's that you don't want to disappoint them, or that you've got the back, like they've got your back no matter what. So I think that when I was a young guy, I was a little bit nervous coming into my own rink and performing, but then I got over that anxiety eventually, like a couple games in, and I managed to pull through my young year, and I think Hunter's doing a good job of that too. I think he's a pretty relaxed, calm guy, and he can deal with pressure pretty well. I mean, he does well with the ice time he gets, and I think that he's going to get more opportunities eventually, but he definitely is following in my footsteps, kind of. So.
Let's talk a little bit about yourself at school, aside from the injury, obviously, and the time you've had to take off. How are studies at BU going, and I guess what's the end goal once you graduate in a couple of years here?
Okay, well, I got 2 more years left here. My major is special education. I'm a minor in physical education, so hopefully I'll be able to graduate on time with this extra semester that I'm taking off. Classes start on the 20th. So hopefully this semester I can really focus on school and getting back into top-notch shape, and then the next 2 years I can just get back into my regular routine at school with a class in hockey and training, and keeping everything on a balance. I think that at the end of my senior year, obviously I want to sign a contract. Hopefully it's going to be an NHL contract, but I mean I can't really decide that right now. I just got to work hard, and everything will fall into place.
What's campus like at BU, where the hockey team is such a huge focus? It's not like some other schools, I imagine, like in Ohio State, where football's that huge, big magnet for the school. And I guess how is the hockey team viewed on campus, and how is that extra attention when you're around the school?
I think you can look at it as a positive or a negative thing with all the attention. It's obviously not a football program, but the hockey is the biggest sport on campus. We get about 5,000 to 6,000 fans a game, and we get a lot of good fan support from the students. And but I don't think it's as big a hype as people down here think. It's a lot of stuff happened with that program in the last couple of years, and that kind of deteriorated the status around town, I think. But we're working hard now with the new coaching staff and new team to regain that respect from the Boston community, and I think that we're doing a good job so far. I mean, we're number one in the country right now, and we're only going to be taking steps forward from here on out.
2 years into your program, what's been the biggest thing that you've had to change in your game as a goaltender? From the skaters, we hear a lot about the speed. You know, they have to hit harder, they have to be more physical. What's it like for goalies?
I think from a player's point of view, the speed, the hitting, the bigger bodies, you're playing against men down there. Like, some of the guys are 25, 24 years old, so obviously taking that step as a younger guy, it's a big one. From a goaltender's point of view, I don't think that it's as much of a speed game. It's just how do I put it? I think it's guys are at the net way faster than normal. I mean, than in juniors. Like guys are at the net before the puck gets to the net, whereas in juniors, the puck comes to the net and then the guys come, you know. It's just I guess everything does happen at a faster pace. Stuff is more crisp. I think that the skill level's obviously a little bit higher, and there's guys that can really fire the puck. And really the thing that I've had to focus on the most and improving my game at the college level is just being square to the shooter and respecting the shooter just as much as the pass, because I think that guys can really pick the corners up there, and if they see some room, they're going to fire it. They're not going to be passing and making stupid plays like that. So just respecting the shooter and staying square to the pucks.
Sean, best of luck through the rest of your collegiate career. We'll follow it closely. Pleasure for myself to watch you back there in 2011, 2012, and continued success.
All right, thanks, Alex.